All right, YouTubers, you know what time it is. It is your boy, Deluxe Man, and we are live for what I consider to be yet another successful NXT Takeover special. We are going to review NXT Takeover Respect that premiered October the 7th of 2015. I am going to go through the matches and give you my overall grade of the show. If you haven't really seen the thumbnail, which I'm pretty sure you've already seen, you kind of already know what grade I'm going to get it. Now, as I talk about the show, as always, please give me your thoughts about it down below, because after every review, I will read your comments. I just love doing that. It just really makes you a part of the show as much as it is for me to do the review. But as you guys filter in and as you guys give me your thoughts, let me just say this. I feel like a lot of the time when someone like me comes up here and praises not just NXT, but anything about wrestling, you're always going to have those people who say you're overrating it. You are getting too into it. It's not that serious. You shouldn't have that much fun. You shouldn't like it that much. It's not that good. There are always going to be those naysayers who want to tell you it's not as good as you think it is. There's always going to be those people that try to make you feel inadequate, make you feel like you shouldn't be a fan of this because it's stupid, it's fake. And for the longest time, as a wrestling fan, before I even started doing this on YouTube, that's something I had to face. You know, people telling me, it's fake. Why do you watch wrestling? And nowadays, with the WWE being what it is, being so corporate, being so confined by its own rules and regulations, it's hard to really argue with those guys. It got to a point almost with me before NXT existed that watching wrestling was ridiculous. Why even watch it? You know, everybody's saying that it's fake. It's for children. It's not for you anymore. They were being proven right. But then NXT came along. And I got a sense of why I watched wrestling in the first place. It reminded me of why wrestling was great. And when it comes to respect, I think it once again accomplished that. I cannot give this show anything below an A. This was a great show. Every match was good to great to unbelievably amazing. Every talent in every match pulled off the best performance they can do. The crowd was hot. We got a new setup. Respect felt different from your usual NXT show. Unlike, you know, WWE, who has their pay-per-views feel like Raw and SmackDown feel like Raw. Everything feels like the exact same show. NXT had build. NXT had progression. NXT felt important. It had a history-making main event between women, by the way, who were promoted not as divas, but as female wrestlers. And those two went out there and I dare say had the match of the year thus far. I will put this match up against matches I've seen in New Japan Pro Wrestling, PWG, any WWE match this year, even the NXT matches. The main event delivered, as it was going to regardless, but it delivered on a level that I thought was better than my expectations, as NXT always does. NXT does this thing where it gives you expectations and then manages to surpass them every single time. And me as a wrestling fan, I do my best to be objective in my reviews. But honestly, why? Why not be a fan and just say, I love this show. I thought it was great. And I think if you watch it. First off, if you've already watched it, you probably agree with me. But if you watch it, you will love it too. If you have not seen NXT, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Get the WWE Network for $9.99. It's worth the price. Watch their shows, watch their NXT specials, and I promise you, if you're sick of the WWE, if you're sick of TNA, if you're sick of just your typical corporate wrestling promotion you get in America, then NXT is a show for you. That is the biggest praise I can give it. NXT is the real wrestling fans show. Anybody that says different, they're out of their minds. Anybody that sits there and tells you that we're crazy for loving NXT and thinking it's great and will even dare say their shows suck, they are crazy. Those are the fans you need to avoid, especially if they don't have a reason behind it. Their logic makes no sense. And I'm sorry, there is no logic you can make to say NXT sucks. You have to be out of your freaking mind to even try to make that logic. But I will fight anyone, anywhere, if it means I have to convince someone, somewhere, that the show they should be watching as a wrestling fan is NXT. If you don't have NXT in your life, I don't know what you're doing in terms of a wrestling fan. Now, of course, when Lucha Underground comes back, then I will say Lucha Underground and NXT are the shows you should be watching. One thing that this show taught me, and I'll say this and I'll get into the review. Nowadays, when it comes to the main roster with these freaking divas and this total diva crap, we need to be done with it. Okay? The era of the stiff plastic mannequins, these girls coming in with lipstick and having pretty faces but having no personality, looking the exact same, just being there to look pretty, no personalities, no characters, no storylines, no nothing. After this match, I don't want to see it anymore. Screw Total Divas. Screw anything that these girls have done over the last 5 years. Nowadays, guys, it's all about female wrestling. The women can do it just as good as the men, and they need to be given the spotlight. One last piece of news. I just got this, by the way. Apparently, James Storm has signed with NXT. I don't know if that's true because it hasn't been confirmed by the internet sources yet, but people are telling me he was hinting at it on his Twitter. And if that's the case, I believe it is true. James Storm would be amazing in WWE. I think in NXT, he will definitely grow to be someone awesome. Can't wait to see him. I think he's going to be a great talent, and I think he's going to flourish under a WWE umbrella. To me, he was always a WWE talent to begin with. He just had charisma that I think would fit better in WWE than in TNA, as we will see. All right, let's talk about the show itself. We kick things off with a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic match. It was a semi-final match between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe taking on the Mechanics, or Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. Match was really good. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder remind me of, this is going to be one of those comparisons that make you go, really? Really, dude? You going to compare it to those guys? Yeah. Arn Anderson and Ole Anderson, the Brainbusters. That's who they remind me of. I can even say Tully Blanchard and Tully Blanchard. I think I said it right. And Arn Anderson. They remind me of that kind of a tag team. No nonsense, straight up, I'm going to beat you down, dissect you, and make you motionless inside the ring kind of tag team. They have that feel to them, and I like it. I think it's really, really awesome. And I think once those two get their personalities down, once they get the mechanic thing going for them, they're going to be amazing. I think Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are a great tag team. I think they're awesome. And to see them be so dominant against Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe are considered main eventers in NXT. And these two beat the living hell out of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. You know, they made them look really, really strong. It was a really good match to watch. They worked on Finn Balor's leg throughout the match. So at the end, when Samoa Joe hits the Muscle Buster and Finn Balor goes to hit the coup de grace, he hurts his leg. Like, he tweaks it. And he has a hard time walking out of the ring. But despite, you know, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder giving him a hard time, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor end up winning the match. And they move on to the finals. Not a bad match. A really good way to open up the show. Nothing else to say about it. Definitely a good match. Then we get into the second semifinals match between Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan versus Rhyno and Baron Corbin. Let me just say this. When it comes to Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, to me, and to me only, reminds me of a young Kurt Angle. He's just a likable, charismatic little bastard. He's just cool. And he's so good. He's so good at what he does. It's just everything. From his microphone skills to the... I don't have a freaking towel. I wish I had one. Otherwise, I would have mimicked it. So, okay. Let's pretend I have a towel. When they end their promos and he does the... Because we're ready, willing, and Gable. It's just... so good. And then Jason Jordan just like, God damn it, why do I gotta say it? It fits. It's so good. And I just think both of them are such a great tag team. Jason Jordan is one of those talents that have so much potential, that has so much untapped athleticism. The guy can, I swear to God, he reminds me of Shelton Benjamin. Now that's another one. Okay, I just compared Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder to the Brainbusters. Here I go comparing Jason Jordan, if I can say his name, to Shelton Benjamin. But, I promise you, it's not an unfair comparison. The guy is that freaking good. I promise you, he is that freaking good. You just haven't seen it yet. But I've seen Jason Jordan work in FCW. He can dive off the top rope. He can springboard. He can do all kinds of stuff. Okay? And Chad Gable is just, like I said, a young Kurt Angle. He can get it done inside the ring. Technical, high flying. He's just an all-around great talent. And these two were hot over. They were extremely over with this crowd, Full Sail. And, of course, Full Sail being a great crowd. They just made them feel a lot more awesome. During this match against Rhyno and Baron Corbin, they sung Gable's name to the Kurt Angle theme. They said, Gable, 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 Gable. And I'm just like, see, Full Sail, this is why I love you. It was so good. And I'm just like, it fits. It's so awesome. But they were just over with that crowd. And of course, Baron Corbin and Rhyno got massive heat. Baron Corbin has to be one of the best heels in the company. And he gets legit heat. It's not like, oh, go away heat. It's, I want to see you get beat up heat. And he's really good at maintaining it and facilitating it in whatever crowd he's in front of. But they start wrestling, man. And they start going at it. And there was a point in time, the last 5 minutes of the match, it's Jason Jordan. He gets the hot tag, and it's a freaking hot tag. That crowd erupts when he gets that tag. He just starts tossing these boys around, getting freaking Baron Corbin throwing him here, getting Rhyno throwing him here, and then, you know, pulling the straps down, all Kurt Angle style, and all fired up. I was like, yeah, get him. And then he gets thrown outside the ring. Freaking Chad Gable, who is like 5'8", my size, takes Baron Corbin's 306'8" self, pushes him into the turnbuckle, rolls backwards, does a rolling freaking delayed German suplex. I lost it. Little Chad Gable took this big-ass motherfucker and then slammed him. It was amazing. And I just was like, you are the freaking man. And that entire ending was just chaotic. It was fast-paced. It was crazy. At the end of it, though, Baron Corbin reverses what seems to be a Hurricane Rana from Chad Gable into his end of days and gets the victory. I was pissed. Maybe I wasn't pissed. I was mad. I didn't like the ending. Not because it was a bad match. No. I didn't like it in a good way. I didn't want to see the heels win. I wanted to see the babyfaces actually, they're babyfaces, right? Whatever. They're faces to me. I wanted to see the good guys actually beat the heels, and I was mad that the heels beat them. And I'm just like, this is how it should feel. Oh my God. Wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. Just a great match. I loved that tag match. It was just spectacular all around. Rhyno and Baron Corbin advanced to the finals to fight Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Overall, just a really good match. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are going places. They are going places. I love them. I think they're going to be a great tag team going forward, and I hope they have great success in WWE. Kevin Nash was live in NXT tonight, as well as Stephanie McMahon, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and I believe it was Lita. So those are the special guests. And they always bring in the special guests to either make it feel special. Maybe I read reports saying that they bring them in and tell them to leave to make it feel special. I actually think they go just to see it because, like us, they're fans too. And they don't get this kind of stuff on the main roster. They don't. I don't care what anybody says. They don't. But moving on. The next match is Asuka, the formerly known Kana from Japan, taking on Dana Brooke, not Brooks. Thank you for correcting me, by the way, guys. Dana Brooke in her debut match. Emma was ringside, and I feel sorry for Emma because she had to watch her best friend, Dana Brooke, get massacred. Okay, let me tell you the offense Dana Brooke got in this match. A slap. Like, I think she knocked her down for like 5 seconds and then did her freaking push-up elbow. And then she tried to do like a grapevine with her leg across her waist. That is the only offense Dana Brooke got on Kana. Asuka, excuse me. The rest of the match, she just annihilated Dana Brooke. It wasn't even a freaking contest. Because everything Dana Brooke did to Asuka, she just laughed it off. Like, bitch, please. What the fuck was that? You can't hurt me. Like, really? Please. For the record, I am not over-exaggerating when I say this. Asuka is amazing. Kana is amazing. This is the first match I've seen of her. I want to go watch her previous matches now before she came to WWE. I think she is one of the best female wrestlers I've ever seen. She looks like she can give men a hard time. Has she wrestled men? She probably did. If you tell me yes, I would believe you. I think she has wrestled men before. But for the first time I've seen her, I have fallen head over heels for her. She beat the hell out of Dana Brooke. She did like some kind of a spinning heel kick, vicious kicks, rolling arm bars, high-flying moves. It wasn't even a match. It was a massacre. It was like watching one of those karate movies. You ever seen like a Jackie Chan or a Jet Li movie and how they would annihilate their opponents? This is what Asuka did to freaking Dana Brooke. She just annihilated her. It was really cool. And then she beats her with a chicken wing lock. It was really cool, by the way. And one last thing too, she just seems very charismatic. Kana is just so likable. Just everything she did, her smile when she mocked Dana Brooke's taunt, even her just taking a slap and just shaking it off. I'm just like, you are amazing. I love you, and I want to see more of you. I can't wait to see more of Asuka. But I love this match. I loved her annihilating Dana Brooke and even Emma to a certain extent because she tried to get into the match, and that was stupid. Afterwards, she beats up Dana Brooke some more, and she scares poor Emma and then walks away. But Asuka wins her debut match. Great debut. Amazing impression on me. Let me know how you feel about her down below. Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. Excuse me. This is how I want Apollo Crews to be announced as he comes out. Okay? He hits his music. He comes out. Here is Apollo Crews. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Arsenio Hall. Arsenio Hall. You know, I want him to be announced like that. If they do that, I promise you, it will get over. Sorry, get that out. But Apollo Crews took on Tyler Breeze. Great match. Both of them went out there and put on a really, really good match. Apollo Crews, of course, was very impressive. He did like some kind of a freaking bulldozing, I don't know, just like a tackle to Tyler Breeze on the outside during the match. It looked like it knocked him 50 meters back. It was crazy. It's like, okay, here is the, I swear to God, I'm not over-exaggerating. Okay, this is the ring, okay? Here's Tyler Breeze. Here comes Apollo Crews. And Tyler Breeze goes, whoosh, all the way to the other. He didn't do that, by the way. That would have been crazy. He just goes, whoosh, all the way to the other side of the ring. It was crazy. It was like a freaking 18-wheeler truck just hit him. But I love how during the match, you had Tyler Breeze just dissecting Apollo Crews. Crews took some nasty bumps in the match, by the way. It was like, dang, man, did it have to be that nasty? But I like the backbreaker he did to him. That was really nice. That little innovative arm wrap backbreaker that he did to Apollo Crews. And then he reversed his little bench press moonsault finisher. And I swear to God, when he caught him with that knee, I thought it was over. I was like, oh my God, Tyler Breeze is going to beat him. And that was a really good near fall. But the best part was the ending. After he freaking kicked out, Apollo Crews lit up. He got angry. And he just started doing some high-flying crap. He did like a high-flying clothesline. He did this, and he picked up Tyler Breeze. It's like a back suplex position. And I swear to God, he threw him, had him spin in the air, caught him into a powerbomb. I don't know what that's called, but that made me go, oh! It was awesome. If Apollo Crews does not become a world champion in WWE, that would be a travesty. I don't believe the WWE is racist, but the only way for this guy to not touch the world championship in the future would be because they're racist. Okay, this guy is even more athletic than John Cena, and he's everything John Cena is. Everything John Cena is, but more athletic. There is no excuse for this guy not to go all the way in WWE. He'll definitely go all the way in NXT. I can't wait for that little moment. That would be awesome. But I'm expecting this guy to go places. Apollo Crews, I am putting all my stock into this guy. I give him, 5 years? 5 years is good. Daniel Bryan did it in 5 years. Roman Reigns is probably going to do it in less than that. But Apollo Crews, definitely give him 5 years. I give it 5 years, man. He'll be a main eventer. World Championship, maybe, hopefully, but we'll see. He's going to be awesome. But yeah, he beats Tyler Breeze, who just can't seem to get a win on NXT. Tyler Breeze can't seem to get a win on NXT specials. I don't know why. It's just crazy. Then we get to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. We have Finn Balor and Samoa Joe taking on Baron Corbin and Rhyno. I won't waste too much time with this match. It was just a good match. Balor worked with a bad leg. Made it very interesting. Made me think that Baron Corbin and Rhyno were going to win. And honestly, I was thinking about that during the match, and I was just like, no, don't give it to Rhyno and Baron Corbin. That wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't. So I kind of felt like, maybe they are going to give it to Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And they did. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor managed to get the victory despite Finn having a bad leg. Now, in my preview, I predicted that he would turn heel. I predicted it would be Chad Gable and Jason Jordan to win, and that Finn Balor would turn heel as a result of him not accomplishing, the victory. Nobody turned heel. They just won, which honestly is fine. We have 2 months until the next NXT special, which is NXT Takeover London. That's gonna be a crazy show. But yeah, I think that will be the point where we get a Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor match. One of them is turning heel. I would prefer it to be Finn Balor. I think that would be the best way to go about it. I think Finn needs to become more of a bad guy. I like this new get-up. The whole Balor Club thing is really cool. Reminds me of the Bullet Club. I think it's supposed to. But I like the jacket. I like that he's a little bit more aggressive. He's a lot more gritty. And I just like, I don't know. I just feel like he needs to turn heel. Maybe that'll help him out. I will say this, though. I really loved the speech that Cody Rhodes gave afterwards. He came out with the trophy. Him, Dustin, Goldust, his wife, and whoever else was out there. The entire Rhodes family. They brought the trophy up to present it to Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, who won the tournament. And then he cuts a heartfelt speech for his father, for us, and just pretty much says, you've allowed Dusty Rhodes to come into your home. So when you really think about it, we are all part of the Rhodes family. It was just like, thanks, Cody. So, great moment. Really heartfelt. I'm not touching that. Great. I loved it. It was just a really, really cool moment. All right. Now, let's get to the match you all want me to talk about. I'm pretty sure you guys have already just killed the comment section talking about how awesome this match is. So, let's just get to it. The main event of the evening. NXT Women's Championship. 30 minutes. Iron Woman. I'm not calling it Iron Man. I'm giving it the moniker it deserves. Iron Woman match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Man, oh man, oh man. First off, I love the fact that Bayley was wearing Iron Man clothing. Her get-up was the color of Iron Man. I thought that was really cool. I also love that Sasha Banks wore the same color scheme as her debut match. I think it was her debut match, or what she used to wear like in FCW when she first started coming up. So I think this entire match was built very well. It deserved to be main event. The crowd respected it as the main event. The show cultivated it as the main event. People were there to see it because it was the main event. And then these girls just went out there and gave us one of the best matches I've seen this year. This is wrestling. This is what wrestling is about. Why is it that we can't get this on the main roster? Why can we not get this on the main roster? Someone answer me that. Why is it that this is so hard to accomplish on the main roster? I will never understand it. How is it that NXT can be under the same umbrella as the same company that produces the Raws we get? I will never know. And I don't know how many great NXT specials we'll have to get before they wake the hell up and realize, okay, this is what we should be doing. Guys, whoever tells you wrestling is dead, it's not dead. It's just not in WWE. It's not in TNA. It's right here in NXT and Lucha Underground. This match was amazing. From the moment that bell rung until the last 5 seconds, this match was top to bottom one of the best female matches I've ever seen. Definitely one of the best female matches I've ever seen, but definitely a match of the year candidate. The story of the match is that Sasha Banks, really, you know what? She's a bitch. She is going to break the rules. She is going to go under every single tactic. She's going to use everything in her disposal to make sure she beats Bayley. And she did. I mean, and that is what made her nasty because, you know, Bayley was confined by the rules. She's a babyface. She's a naturally gifted but really believable babyface that follows the rules and will never, ever go against her code. Sasha Banks, however, has no code. She will break every rule in the rule book to make sure she wins. And first of all, we see Sasha Banks, you know, pushing herself up against the referee, eye-poking Bayley, and rolling her up for the first fall. And from that moment, you realize, oh, this bitch is going to cheat. Yeah. She tried to use the ropes. She beat her. The second fall she got on Bayley was by countout after getting Bayley by her hair, dragging her outside, throwing her up against the stage. Just up against that the setup stage, the LED board, throwing her up against that. She was knocked out. Then after she was knocked out, Izzy, who is Bayley's favorite fan, who's always there watching Bayley's matches, always at Full Sail, front row. Izzy comes up right there, and you see Sasha get in Izzy's face. Just steals her ribbon, and then gets inside the ring mocking her. And Izzy is crying. I'm just like, Sasha is nasty tonight. She is just a nasty piece of work. But that's why she's awesome. You have to do that. I know to some people that's not in good taste, but you gotta do that. As a heel character, as a villain, that needs to be done. That has to be done. And Sasha Banks just plays her role like a freaking T. It is like, she is one of the best performers in WWE. Not just for female wrestlers, but period. She is amazing. And I got to a point where I was like, oh, come on, Sasha. Come on. Izzy, really? You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. And Bayley, it really felt like Bayley was struggling for a second. But Bayley fought back, of course. She gets the first pinfall with the belly to belly. And then I think she rolls her up the second time through. So it's tied 2-2. It's like 15 minutes left, and they just had one of the last 15-minute nail-biting moments that I've ever seen, because they're fighting, and then Sasha Banks hooks her in the freaking bank statement. And it's like 3 minutes left. She hooks her in the bank statement, and Bayley's looking like she's going to pass out. And like at Brooklyn, you know how she kicked off the ropes and Bayley countered that? She didn't counter it this time. She hooks her right back in it. And I'm thinking she's going to pass out. And I'm just like, wow. She going to pass out? And then, she kicks out of it, and they just continue fighting. There's a lot of crazy spots. Bayley doing her little dive to the ropes, Sami Zayn style. That was really cool. Bayley, no, that's not how she beat her. But yeah, Bayley catches Sasha Banks as she does a dive through the ropes, and then freaking catches her from the dive into a belly to belly on the outside. It was crazy. And then the last 30 seconds, you have Bayley and Sasha Banks. And at this point, I'm thinking they're going to go into overtime. They have to go over into overtime. And then I think she hits her. I don't think she hits her with the Bayley belt. Yeah, she hits her with the Bayley belt top rope. And no, she didn't. Okay, I'm getting my facts mixed up. Excuse me. Last 30 seconds, whatever happens, we see Bayley pull out this crazy ass submission maneuver where she locks her legs here and then pulls Sasha's arm back. By the way, that's another part of the story. She was actually working on Sasha's hand throughout the match. Revenge from Brooklyn. Payback. I like that. But then she locks her in this crazy new submission that I've never seen before. And then she's kicking her freaking head. And it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, and Sasha gives up 2 seconds. 2 freaking seconds before the match ended. Sasha gave up. It came down to the freaking wire, guys. Sasha gave up 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds before the match ended. Bayley wins 3-2. Crowd went crazy. I went crazy. That was a beautiful, beautiful match. I cannot see anyone saying that was a terrible match. If you say that's a terrible match, something's wrong with you. You should probably stop watching wrestling. But that's definitely one of the best. That is definitely one of the best matches I've seen this year. Absolutely. Just standing ovation from the crowd. The entire NXT roster comes out. Triple H and Stephanie give them flowers. Just a beautiful moment. Just gorgeous, gorgeous moment. Really highlighting how important and how special wrestling can be if you do it right. If you do it right, wrestling can be awesome. It can be inspiring. It can make fans. People were telling me they were crying, just like they were in Brooklyn. They were crying at how great this match was. WWE, I don't know how you do things, but it needs to change. This is what we should be getting on the main roster. Not just here in NXT, but the formulas, the practices, the way this show is made should be reflected on the main roster, and it's not. NXT is doing this, getting bigger and bigger and better. And WWE is doing this, getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's a reflection, guys. So maybe WWE needs to look at themselves and realize that maybe we should start going in this direction. I don't know how long that's going to take. Hopefully it happens soon. But in terms of NXT, it's got to be the best brand in that company. To me, this is the main roster. The developmental has become the main roster. How sad is that? It's the A brand. NXT is the A brand in WWE. And if I was going to pick a match to be match of the year between Sasha Banks versus Bayley in Brooklyn or this Iron Woman match, it's hard, but I'm going to give it to the Iron Woman match. I think this match was definitely better than the Brooklyn match. Just great. So fun. So entertaining. Made me happy as a wrestling fan that I watched it. So, I'm going to give this show an A. Yet again, an NXT special that gets an A for me. I don't see how you couldn't give this an A. Definitely, I would happily watch this again. No issues, no problems. And I think this show definitely deserves an A. This is the kind of show that makes wrestling fans. I can show this show to anybody that hasn't touched wrestling before. I guarantee you it would make them into a wrestling fan. This is the kind of show that we should get more often. Not on the main roster, but period in wrestling. So, guys, that is my thoughts on the show. So you know what time it is? It's time for me to read your thoughts. So let's go ahead and go to the comment section here. I want to see what you guys have to say about this. I have to see. I know it's got to be positive. I know the response is positive. I read Twitter. I read other people and what they've said. And let's see. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Time for Vince to retire and let Triple H run the show. Yep. It might be time for that. What do you think about Dave Meltzer saying that Bayley, not Sasha, can become the biggest star amongst the women in WWE if handled correctly? Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, anybody can become the biggest star if handled correctly. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I believe that. Fantastic matches, bad booking. I felt like they gave Breeze a count-out win and have JJ and Gable win the trophy, then the attack on Goldust. Oh, so you felt like Breeze should have won. You think JJ and Gable should have won the trophy. Sorry you didn't get what you wanted, man. That sucks, but hope you enjoyed the rest of it. Why so many dislikes? Yeah, that is a good question. Why did my video get a lot of dislikes? It is what it is. Maybe it's because people don't like the fact that I'm being very positive. Isn't that funny? People tell me that I'm very negative, and then when I'm very positive, they don't like that either. So I don't know what to tell you guys. It is what it is, guys. You are free to dislike and like this video all you want. I'm just up here to be real. I'm never going to be anything else but me. Seriously. NXT is on the internet. Raw is on TV. Therefore, Raw sucks because it has a lot more restrictions against it. It does, and that is a good way to look at it, I suppose. But at the exact same time, it doesn't need to have restrictions. It doesn't need to. They put that on themselves. So can we all agree that either way, Bayley and Sasha deserve match of the year? Yes. Either way, they might as well be the best match of the year, whether it's their match at Brooklyn or their Iron Woman match. Doesn't really matter. What's up with the webcam? Let's look at smooth. I noticed that too. Here on Google Plus, it's weird. I don't know why it's weird like that. I think when I record a regular video, it'll look a lot better. But here on Google Plus, it's just naturally going to be kind of skippy. It's weird. That women's match was an instant classic. It's funny how NXT started off as a tough enough ripoff 5 years ago, then changed into an alternative to the main shows. The future is now. I agree, man. I agree. Why so many dislikes? Again, guys, I don't know. If you don't like the fact that I have a lot of dislikes, I guess get more likes. I don't know. I don't know why I have a lot of dislikes. I wonder why. I do my best to be objective. What a bunch of bull. You're a damn mark. Okay. I thought I gave this a very objective review. I thought I made it very clear that I do my best, guys, to be objective. And I think I gave this a pretty objective view. But at the exact same time, I am going to show you that I'm a fan and tell you that I love this. So, don't like it. You don't have to watch me. Just saying. I'm sick of Tyler Breeze jobbing. He doesn't job on the NXT shows, but yeah, he does lose a lot on the NXT specials. They might have to change that. It's hard to believe that NXT and WWE are actually a part of the same company. Is it? Isn't it? The difference between the two is astounding. Yeah, man, I agree with you. I give this show a 5-star. I cannot argue against that, man. Paige tried to show us this. She probably did. I'm probably gonna get hate for that. Excuse me. I'm probably gonna get heat for saying this, but I think their Brooklyn match was better. If you thought their Brooklyn match was better, dude, here's my thing. Sasha versus Bayley is gonna be match of the year, regardless of it being Brooklyn or the Iron Woman. So if you thought it was better, it's fine. I barely gave this one the edge over it. They're both amazing. I dare near cried at the end of the show. Every takeover has been a success. No clunkers. This one is no different. Well said. This rivaled WrestleMania. Wow. I'm gonna let you have that one. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the comments right there. Let me just say this, because apparently I'm assuming by dislikes that people don't like the fact that I praise the show so much. Okay, well, you don't have to like the fact that I praise it a lot, but I'm always gonna come up here and tell you how I feel. I'm gonna be real. I enjoyed this. Many people enjoyed this. And if you don't like the fact that I'm praising it, I'm not going to stop praising it because you don't like it. Just how it is, guys. My opinions, my views. This is definitely an A show. Definitely a great show. I'm not going to make it about me, though. Let's not make it about me. Excuse me for doing that. If you haven't seen NXT, go watch it. If you haven't seen this special yet, definitely go watch it. If you've enjoyed every other special, you'll enjoy this one. Great main event. Sasha and Bayley tore it up. Happy I watched it. Happy to read your comments. I hope you enjoyed it. But as always, guys, like me on Facebook, like and subscribe here on YouTube, and donate to my Patreon if you'd like to improve the viewing experience. Although I think we've gotten pretty far in terms of viewing. Camera, microphone. With that said, guys, thank you for watching. NXT Takeover Respect was a success. Can't wait to get more of NXT. Can't wait for NXT London. With that said, this is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. You guys take care. Peace.